that's where we begin. Yeah. That actually is a bit too loud for me, I think. I should adjust the other one too. Okay. You are, all five of you are looking at a hatch that appears to have a display on top and a glass steel or transparent cover, transparent hard cover, covering some kind of display on the top of the hatch. You guys have just flipped up the cover and the display activated with a whole lot of Trin written across it.
So it's got juice.
It has juice.
Well, I don't suppose any of us can read this shit, right?
Sure, it says, welcome, enjoy your stay. Take what you need.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think the other option on the other flip of that coin is stay out, massive nuclear explosion inside. So, you know, I don't feel like flipping that coin. Nemo, hey, is any of the, I mean, you study languages a lot and you speak a lot. Any chance you can see any commonalities with anything you know with what this is saying?
Yeah, real quick.
Hoping that the DM knows if Nemo is capable of something like that.
Not really. There's no there's no read languages skill in stars.
Yeah.
But Cap does have a authorization code as well as the coordinates that Jupiter gave you.
Mm-hmm.
And Nemo says that it should be possible to decipher or figure out which buttons correspond to the code we were given.
Okay. Just as a side character thing, if dude looked at it a little bit longer, would even a little bit of his wanderer kick in?
I'm going to go ahead and pull that up. While I'm doing that, why don't you tell me how you see that working?
I mean, it's got the you can convey basic ideas in all the common languages of the sector. That's such a vague sort of thing. I'm like, if he's got enough in his brain to be able to kind of hash out stuff in almost any language and get stuff across, I feel, you know, he might just, it might look a little familiar to him. I mean, even just a basic concept or phrase.
Okay. I can see that. Symbolic Trin is not one of the common languages across the sector, so it's not going to be easy for him.
Mm-hmm.
But I certainly could see him trying to piece out, okay, this is kind of basically a numeric pad here. Are all of these symbols on the authorization thing that we got? Yes-ish, no, and work that way. Determine at least if it's a numeric only code or if there are if it's alphanumeric.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like, you know, obviously Cap has the code and she'd be able to, you know, take a look at the pad and do what she needs to do. But he's just been staring at it the whole time. I was looking at my sheet and I went, oh wait, he totally has something for languages.
Yeah. I would let it come down to a roll. Can he decipher what he's doing?
All right. No roll.
That would be definitely a no intelligence, yes.
Yeah, I'm curious. I don't think I got any bonuses or anything, so. No. I get the feeling it's a little too unfamiliar for him.
Do you want to use your reroll?
Nah, not on that.
Okay.
Well, plan B is we open the panel, I'll patch in and we transmit the code straight to the system.
Well,
Wait, patch it and do what?
Open up the panel, patch
like
and basically
crack
into
open.
the
Right.
system, and transmit the code to the system.
How do you mean transmit it?
Wires. You basically, if you have a keypad system that responds to a code, you can feed information into it. If we have a code, it basically gets fed to whatever mechanism analyzes it to determine if it's the right code.
It sounds
it's
like
not-
you're saying hack, but you're using all these words.
No, I'm actually not talking hack because we have the actual code. I'm talking purely mechanical.
Well, I
Different
mean, if we've got the code and there's a keypad, we can just punch the code in.
Yeah.
We've got,
Yes, but we don't know what to punch in. It sounds
Well,
like.
Actually, that's the question.
I haven't-
Is the code that she was given just a piece of paper with, hieroglyphics on it?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And I had not. I'm still waking up here, so forgive me. I did not intend to make getting into this vault to be an issue. You were given an authorization code, and just punching that in, just getting that into an obvious display panel, is not supposed to be difficult. Your no roll there did not fail in a sense.
Mm-hmm. And I wasn't trying to use that to. I didn't want to. I actually got that from what you said. Is Cap's got the code? This looks like
Yeah.
we've got the pad. I was just curious to see if Dude could get any, anything out of what he was looking at while he was watching Cap punch in the code.
Right, and that's actually what I wanted to give you with a no roll. So no, your no roll didn't fail at getting the code into the system. With some fiddling around, you can manage to bring up what looks like a code entry display. It has all of the characters on it that you were given, and essentially you're correct. It is just punching in hieroglyphics into the thing. Your no roll there means that you still don't really know what you're pressing. You're just matching symbols.
Yeah.
Square goes into square.
Mm-hmm. Funny looking writing dude on a weird character goes into funny looking writing dude on a weird character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you guys can do that if you want to take the injection route. The reason I was confused about that is because your where you have the authorization is not on any electronic device. It's just basically written down on something. So I wasn't sure how exactly that would translate into the panel. But as long as somebody is willing to just punch in those numbers,
I gotta feel like Cap would have been like, yeah, no, wait, beep, 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 beep.
sounds reasonable. Cap does that, and let's see.
Cap, not to step on your toes, I'd say wait until that last symbol, let everybody back up, And how's about you and me? Just stay right here, just in case something happens. And dude readies a shotgun.
She agrees. Says, "All right, Coleen, back up a bit. You too, Hugo."
He'll back off, not wanting to get caught up in whatever might happen.
Okay.
Gas is crazy stuff.
Punch in the last digit, and you see more text. The entry panel flickers and then removes itself from the display, and there is some text on that replaces it. It looks like it might be a kind of time countdown. And you can assume that just because it looks like it's ticking off seconds and has 3 separate sections of symbols. Some of those symbols are similar to what you just entered into the panel, but not all of them. And there's a hiss and very mechanical straining and groaning, and then a kathunk. Cap says, all right, Nemo, give it a tug.
Okay, I was going to say, now before we did this, we did make sure to clear the entirety of the hatch from out of the ground. It'd be real stupid if we hit the entry code and it just didn't open because we didn't move enough dirt.
Yeah, you did. It's not open in itself, though.
Yeah. What kind of a sci-fi door is this?
I know, right? It does have a clear handle, not on top of the hatch, but on one of the sides. It's got one of those recesses for finger hold.
What is this Stone Age bullshit?
Metal Age, thank you. Nemo
the
pulls...
door's made out of bronze? Okay, there we go.
Steel. Steel is still metal. Glass steel, thank you. Well, the hatch cover. Or the display cover. Nemo spins himself around the hatch and gets a good grip on it. It takes some strength to pull it up, at least initially, but after that initial it's been sitting here for however long, it kind of glides with the grace of those uplifting doors, upwards lifting doors that like move with you. I don't know exactly how to describe that, but there's something making this obviously heavy metal grate very easy to maneuver. It lifts it all the way 90-degree angle, and it kind of clicks and settles. The other side is a display with that same what looks like a countdown on it. Shining a light down inside, you see a curved wall along the edge that Nemo's standing at. He's at the outer edge of or kind of behind the hatch door now. What the hell? Get off me. It looks like you're seeing a ring of a donut inside. It's not very wide, but there are curved metal walls on either side.
Well, Nemo, not to sound not Not having anything to do with any conversations we previously had, but I think it's safest if you go first.
I could have Siri check out the air quality first.
So you're fit
Because he
down there?
wouldn't notice. Sensors?
No, I
Just
mean,
need a small
will Siri
sample.
fit down there?
It fits in my backpack.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Siri can get down there.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
So yeah, send the drone to check if there's any chemicals or biological contaminants in the air.
Okay.
Or if there's air.
Nemo can say at the least that he doesn't detect any kind of scent-worthy contaminants. Coleen gets
Sure. But it all smells.
Siri set up. Heads on down. I was gonna try and do a little map for you guys, but I think we'll go complete theater of the mind here. And what Siri sees, or what Coleen sees as Siri goes down, is yes, it is a kind of donut shape. Siri is in a cylindrical walled room, both inner and outer walls. How far in does Siri poke?
Well, we can go in further in that case. I mean, full spectrum analysis.
Okay. Siri goes in a little bit further into the vault there. She goes in far enough that lights trigger. And Coleen starts her spectrum analysis. I don't remember if there's supposed to be any skill rules attached to Siri trying to detect things, like, scentless and colorless gaseous toxins.
I'm pretty sure it just says it has the sensors to detect it.
Okay. Well, she doesn't, but, what? Sorry, my desk is making noises at me. Like the kind of noises that are like, "Ah, I'm gonna fall apart now."
That's really bad considering what your desk is made out of.
Uh-huh.
Why is it glass?
Yes.
Bunch of glass and some thin metal pipes.
Yeah, pretty much. I think it was actually just the keyboard rest. Anyways, hang on real quick.
You still have not kicked that cough.
Nope, it's just one of those obnoxious lingering coughs.
I hate those.
Yep. So Nick, Siri has cameras that she's able to, or it is able to keep on your datapad. Actually, I have to ask, do you have a datapad out while and looking
She
at?
doesn't need to.
She
She has assumed complete control thanks to the implant.
I know she doesn't need to control the drone, but what about I guess seeing things that aren't just Well, I guess the implant link does assume that you
That's
need to
what
be
the
able to
implant
see.
does. No. The implant basically says you can look like through the drone. You are using this. Basically, it gets shot into your head, I would imagine. But that's what the implant does. That's part of it.
I
Here we
forgot
go. Aside from the ease of command, someone with an implanted rig can look through a piloted drone sensor as an instant action, and the drone is never considered to be out of control. So she's basically looking
Okay.
through the sensors.
So Coleen is blind and looking through the sensors.
I don't
I
know
would-
if she's blind.
I
I
would
suppose
have to
not.
assume
Well,
that
she still
that would
doesn't
be.
have-
Oh, unless you do like picture in picture, that would be a really confusing set of visual inputs.
Well, it is an expensive. Let's see.
I mean, it's one of them. You can have glasses over your eyes that obviously give you AR vision. So I presume
Yeah.
it'd be like AR vision.
Yeah, it's an expensive enough piece of cybernetics that I think I'm forgetting the setting that we're in. So yeah, Colin can certainly keep it as a picture-in-picture essentially, or not quite as small as that.
Well, yeah.
I would still say that if she wants full detail on what the drone is seeing, then it needs to take over, but it should never mechanically interfere by just keeping her own eyes open.
So, like, I need to see this a little better. Close your real eyes and concentrate on what the drone is showing you.
Yeah, as if you're putting on binoculars. Or
That's
looking through a
fine.
microscope. But there.
But yeah, she would focus on that.
Okay. The cases where you'll need to do that should be mostly character-based as opposed to mechanical. So, Colleen does not need to do that in this instance. She can if she wants to. Colleen, go ahead and make me a, I guess you would get to make this a mental save. Okay. As Siri is in the vault, kind of just hovering along, she almost gets to the other side when Colleen notices that, hey, there are little pinpricks of something glinting across a narrow band of darker grayish blackish metal along the top side of the outer wall here. And then suddenly lasers with no sharks affixed.
I
Man,
don't think
what
they've
is
invented
this?
those yet.
I was gonna say, what is this Stone Age bullshit, man? Kind of a high-tech setting are you running?
So
That
Siri.
was those. Sorry, those are not happy dice.
Well, they're fairly low rolls. Siri takes half of that. And just for the sake of, do we round up or down in this game? I'll round that down. So lasers, several lasers.
Don't think that matters.
Oh, well, sorry. I know that she can at least be repaired, and it's not a person, so that's good.
Actually, no.
Oh,
But there goes the drone.
I destroyed a drone! Yes!
Yep.
They're not repairable?
I'm pretty sure they're not.
I mean, technically you could just take it back and build a new drone and call it repairing her. Or you could just
That
build
works,
a new
but-
drone. Totally up to you. several lasers along that upper band of darker gray-black metal just stream out and track and very handily cut Ciri's various blades, sending her spiraling out of control. Coleen almost gets her out. If she had been able to withstand just a little bit more of the heat, Ciri would have made it out with a yelp and a whine. She was only able to see those lasers by being able to see into those spectrums.
Well, that sucked.
But the air's fine.
So, they have lasers down there.
Oh, so what's the plan?
That's kind of unwelcoming
I mean,
for
not
a.
just slice through that. I'd rather it not slice through me.
Well, that's kind of a bullshit cache if the code to open it up didn't turn off the security systems as well.
I mean, do we at least know where these are now, since we know they're lasers? I'm trying to avoid them that way.
Well, how far down into it was they?
What Ciri was able to see and what Coleen was able to see, and you guys can also get a little bit of a look at this just by looking down the hatch. From floor to ceiling was I'll just go with the typical 3 meters. The lasers were approximately, say, 10 centimeter, 10 to 12 centimeter band, going all the way around as far as Ciri could see the outer wall, and with the enhanced visual range that Ciri has, she was able to see that 8 separate lasers had tracked her. At one point, she was out of range of one, but getting hit by another that was along the other side. It's fair to assume that the band that goes all the way across, and that's where the lasers were coming out of, by the way, that the band going all the way across has later lasers interspersed or distributed evenly.
Let me get this fixed in my theater of the mind here.
Mm-hmm.
The hatch opens up. It opens up into. Is there a ladder going down, or is it just an open hole in the ground underneath that goes into an open room?
So you you don't see a ladder immediately, but there are markings in that part of the wall just beneath the hatch that suggest something comes out of it in regular intervals.
Okay, so we're looking down into a small tunnel, like we've popped open a manhole cover, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and there's a small tunnel. Does one of the It's light. It's light outside, right?
It is light outside. Sure.
Okay. Does the light go far enough down that we can see the bottom of whatever little tunnel we're looking down into?
Sure. It's only 10 meters down.
Okay.
Oh, just natural light? No, you need to use a flashlight.
Okay, but we've got flashlights.
Now
Shine the flash.
When the lights were on inside, while Ciri was around, you could easily see in there. But now that Ciri is not a threat and active or moving around, there are no lights down there. You've got flashlights though, so that's not a problem.
Okay, so the lights came on as soon as there was motion, but as soon as there was no motion, the lights turned right back off.
Yep.
That's.
They dimmed. It took a couple seconds to dim.
I'm gonna say that would be the worst office to work in of all fucking time. Typing away at the keyboard. Oh shit! I stopped. Wave your arms around. All right. Fuck.
Pretty sure there were offices that try that sort of thing, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I used to work at one of them. Every now and then, there was a little Indian girl that was doing coding in one of the actual offices, not just a cubicle, that had its own lighting. And she's just sitting there working away at whatever she's doing. And every now and again, light would turn off. She'd lift her arm and raise it, and then go back to work. She was just sat very still.
Yep. That's so obnoxious. But shining the light down, the round is the little tunnel round, am I?
It is, yeah,
right?
it is round, and if you are looking at the display on the bottom of the hatch as it is lifted up, then you are looking at the curve of the outer wall when you look down.
Does the bottom of the tunnel open up in all directions, or is there is it an L? Like it goes down and then
it's curving back towards you in both directions.
Okay.
And Siri did see that, yes, she got far enough to see that this is definitely a circular room of at most 15 meters diameter, maybe 20 meters diameter.
Mm-hmm. But the top of this tunnel we're looking down isn't like in the top middle of a big circle in the ground.
You keep saying that you're looking down a tunnel, and I want to correct that. The hatch that you've opened, or at least clarify that, the hatch that you've opened looks like it goes straight into the roof of this donut-shaped room. There's no tunnel going down into the donut-shaped room.
Okay. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Well, circular shape. We don't know if there's a hole in the middle of the donut.
Yeah, there's inner walls, so
okay.
What you have visible access to is a donut.
Okay. Did Siri get out of view of what we can see looking?
No. Siri almost made it out, and just got propeller chopped at the wrong, hit the wrong point, spiraled out of control. She is visible at the bottom and to your right if you're looking at the display.
Okay, so it's not that Siri walked into an area of this place that was off limits. As soon as she was down below the level of where we are, this shit fired off and she was toast.
Yeah, in fact, I'll give Coleen. It was basically exactly 4 seconds after the lights came on.
It was so kind of them. Just give us an access code to a death trap.
Yeah. Well, Nemo, I apologize.
Without a word of warning.
I apologize for volunteering you to go down in there and be vivisected. Coleen, good call on sending the drone down. Looking at the pad on the inside edge of the hatch, is it indicating the same, whatever, does it seem to show the same as whatever's on the outside pad?
Mm-hmm. It's a little bit bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not covered by any kind of cover because it doesn't need to be.
Right. Is it a 90-degree hinge, or can it fold back to at least be a little easier to read on the inside edge?
No, it settles into a 90-degree.
Okay. You said it had a countdown originally. Does it still have a countdown, or seem to be indicating?
Mm-hmm.
So it seems to be indicating something, and the indication keeps changing.
Yes.
Wanna just wait? How long's the countdown?
Well, if I could read the numbers, I'd tell you, man. I don't know that it. I mean, we're. It looks like a countdown. It certainly is indicating through a collection of symbols that seems to be moving. But
I'll give this to your wanderer.
I was actually just going to ask that. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, because you can see the second countdown and it matches what what your guys' timepieces show as a second.
Mhm.
There are two characters with the display for that, and then there's some kind of separator, and then two more characters, a separator and one character. So, dude can assume that you're dealing with anywhere from 1 to 9.9999 hours.
Okay. He is gonna sit and observe it for a chunk of time and pull out his pad and see if he can get the number system. Does it seem to be dead?
It only took like what, 2 minutes for you to fully calculate it? Once to go through each and every number, then the second time to see if they come up in a certain order.
That's
No,
assuming it's
technically-
running in a decimal system.
Oh yeah, but I mean, no, that's what I mean. You'd be able to determine if it's running off our 60 seconds or if it's its own thing.
Right, and if it's running off of a 10 number system and things like that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
presumes.
well yeah. So yeah, dude would like to sit and observe and see if he can get the number system observed out of this, so that he can at least see what time frame we're dealing with.
It does get a little bit funky. It does not change quite the way dude expects, and he can at least determine that it's not just cycling through from 1 through 0 on the seconds and then moving to the next one on the 10 seconds. There is definitely something different going on with that. Is Coleen looking at this at all? Or is she still standing there?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, she's heartbrokenly looking at it.
Aww. Do the two of them want to put their minds together on this? Or are they talking it out? Or are they just silently staring and trying to figure it out individually?
Dude's spent enough time working with Coleen to have a thought that she might need a good tech distraction.
Okay.
So he would definitely start. Well, what do you think?
Is Colin playing ball?
Yeah.
Not that this information really helps you a whole lot, but it does look like a hex system. Or a hex base.
Alright. Is it counting backwards or upwards?
It's counting backwards.
Alright. How long until we can get an idea of how long it's counting for?
Actually, I guess you wouldn't really be able to tell if it's counting backwards or forwards.
Well, that's why I want to figure out the numbers.
No, it wouldn't help you at all because you'd still see the same numbers, like the seconds would be changing to the same numbers as the tens of seconds. And that's the pattern that you would see all the way across, whether it was going up or down. But it is a countdown.
Okay.
I mean, who in their right minds would install a count up in a secret facility? It's always a countdown, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Any indication of the time frame that it's counting down to? Is it counting down to something 5 minutes from now or 5 hours from now?
You're pretty clear, and especially now that you know that it's a hex system, that it actually could be anywhere from 1 to 16 hours now.
Well, plan B. Let's crack open the panel and see what I can get out of it.
Well, hopefully that's Morgan and machine code, so you don't have to worry about linguistic problems in the system. Dude pulls out his toolkit and
Use
sees if he
electricity.
can. Well, yeah, but the computer systems might not be. I don't know.
Computer
pulls out
systems that don't use electricity?
Well, yeah. They might be using photonic systems. Who knows? This is could be potentially pre-screen. I don't know. Dude pulls out his toolkit and fiddles with the panel to see if he can get Coleen a bit of access.
Okay. What is dude's fix?
3.
Okay. I'm not even gonna have you roll for this.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're doing it in a rush.
No,
Okay.
we're taking he's taking his time.
Okay. Yeah, dude is able to use his what is it? Is it actually called a meta tool? It is called a meta tool.
He's got a meta tool and a toolkit.
Yeah, he's able to use all of his tools. I think the meta tool actually is probably a little bit more helpful
Dismounted.
here. I don't know.
Metal is just a wrist-mounted one. It's like a smaller, shittier version of.
Oh, okay.
toolkit.
It's not a Mass Effect meta tool. That's a shame.
Yeah, no. That's
it's just like a
that's the
mobile
thing
one.
that comes to
Yeah.
mind, but yeah.
Technically, the toolkit is like for the really heavy duty stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
but he keeps it stowed. But he keeps it. Yeah.
He has tools appropriate for the job, and in this case, that job is testing where the electrical currents are, and the chips and things that Coleen will need access to, and taking apart enough of this that nothing internally is destroyed.
Right.
It takes some time. Cap is just watching with bored intensity. Nemo is watching with fascinated intensity. What is Hugo doing?
Mainly just there, just pondering what the hell we're gonna do about these magical layers. That's all he's wondering about.
What we're gonna do about the what?
The deadly lasers.
Oh, I thought I heard you say this magical lid. I don't know where I got that from. Okay. After some time, dude has revealed enough for Coleen to connect her tools, and I assume she's trying to hack?
Yeah.
Or did you have a different idea in mind?
No, I mean, she just wanted to see the readouts to basically get an idea what that whole system operates on.
Okay.
Basically, since she has the second level of hacker, to basically get an idea of the data protocols.
Yeah.
Which should technically reveal what system, what that thing operates on, level of sophistication, that sort of thing.
It is using a very trickle charge of electricity. It's using very little electricity, and it is sophisticated electronics. It looks, from what she's able to see with her own inspection, like it was designed to last. Is there anything more specific that you were looking for?
Well, at least it helps her, and she can confirm that is the whole architecture based on a hex system?
No. The hex system is just the numbers. It basically just combined standard hex numbering system from most, at least our modern computer languages, and brought that into standard spoken language. But the coding and all that is not necessarily hex based. There's some basic written language, which should make it difficult, if not impossible, for a normal hacker. But Colleen's not a normal hacker.
Nope, and she's annoyed at the lasers.
It really makes sense for a very super high-tech oriented society to be using hexadecimal because its origins are computing technology. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and one of their communication methods is just straight up by eye laser.
So, which means they almost certainly have the ability to just read binary. 11011 10111.
011. Oh, 1-1.
Yeah. God.
Now, did they form a cult around it?
Mm-hmm.
Reckon Mechanicus.
That was a terrible joke from the old reboot cartoon. They had a comedian come on for the little computer things, and he rattles off this long string of ones and zeros, and everybody laughs. And someone actually watched the episode, coded out the ones and zeros, figured out that it really was just, ASCII code, and read out the joke, and it was, "Take my wife, please." In a kids show in binary.
Nice.
Such a weird show.
Well, can she find out if basically that access panel does more than, let's say, just open the door? Because the reasoning would be if someone tries to get entry who's authorized, there would have to be a way to shut down the lasers.
This cache is only for the laser proof.
Yeah, I don't think they built that facility with someone inside that will be there for eternity to shut down the lasers. If someone actually comes in.
That would be a difficulty 8, and let's see. This system does have a +2 modifier to it. So, answering a specific question like that is going to be difficulty 10.
Well, I should definitely try.
Okay. I assume she's taking her time on this also.
Oh yeah, nobody likes lasers.
Yeah, when they're not attached to sharks, come on. Bullshit lasers.
Sharks existed way before lasers. Wouldn't have been too hard to incorporate them.
There could be water down there.
That's a good idea for a second part of a trap.
Sharks with freaking lasers?
Yeah, just fill the room with water, and then a third part would be to release the sharks, and then they've got lasers spitting into the water, and sharks, swimming around. And this could go really high tech.
Sounds like a plan to me.
That is successful, and this inside of the panel, at least, does actually connect to the security system and the lights. Coleen is able to see that aside from that, it actually doesn't really appear to have any other function. And aside from connecting to the top panel.
Well, choices to make. We can turn on the lights or we can shut off the lasers.
I tell you what, kid. I think I'm gonna vote for lasers. Much as I like light, and lights are nice, and it certainly seemed like, pleasant lights down there, from the couple of seconds we saw them, but I'm not feeling too laser proof today. I don't know about you.
Any other votes? Someone likes lasers?
I'm happy with that.
Cap gives a look at Coleen and says, "Just turn off the lasers."
Frickin' laser beams.
Now she's trying to suppress, sabotage, or subvert.
In this case, we're gonna go with suppress.
Okay. Your difficulty is 11.
Yep.
Oof. Can dude in any way assist her with this?
Well, he could jump down, and that would give her insight while she's hacking and see what systems light up.
Mm-hmm.
um,
Well, let's extend that idea. Could he take a rock and drop it down?
you can try that.
Freaking lasers.
Yeah, kid, hang on. Let me see if I can get you a beat on what systems do what. And he searches around for a second for a decent-sized rock. And
Well, one controls the good light, the other one controls the bad light.
yeah,
How big
one
does he
turns up-
consider decent sized?
bigger than a fist.
Okay.
And he is going to not just drop it down. He's actually going to try and give it a spin and roll it down the wall, and so it's just try and keep so that it stays in motion as long as possible once it gets to the bottom.
Okay.
Do you want me to even roll
Nah.
a physical check on that?
No, there's no reason for a check. Nothing happens. The lights don't even turn on.
Well, there are other high-tech motion sensors, or image recognition, or they were just checking for heat or electricity. I'm sorry, the mellow jazz is just kind of...
Perfect. Perfect hacking music.
We need like velvet curtains and low lights and cigarettes, man.
No, this is dramatically sad.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's the
That's what I was
sad
going
looking
for.
at the robot. Yeah, looking at the drone music.
I get the path that dude is on, and if you want, we can shortcut a little bit of the player hemming and hawing with a skill check, unless
Okay.
you want to do player hemming and hawing on ideas.
Chuck
No, I'm
Chuck and
perfectly
the
fine.
android.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with a role substituting for my not knowing.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and give it a well,
I mean, would you let Fix kick in for his knowledge of compute systems? And...
it is a fixed skill, but it's going to be a fixed strength skill.
Okay.
And explanation for that will be forthcoming.
I'm alright with that. I actually have a +1 to my strength.
Okay. That is sufficient to give Coleen a +1 on her check. Combined with the information that the lasers didn't actually kick on until exactly, and I mean precisely, down to like many little milliseconds, 4 seconds after the lights came on.
Gotcha. He needs to get the rock keep the rock moving for 4 seconds after chucking it in there.
And
We
dude
have a
also
10-foot pole.
Yeah, dude also thinks that maybe something bigger than fist size, which is where the strength came in.
Okay.
So it had to
Alright.
be a reasonably sized object, approximately not small dog sized, but medium dog sized. Maybe a little bit smaller than that, because that's a pretty damn big rock.
That is a pretty big damn big rock. Yeah.
It's actually the way it worked out in my brain is that it was something a little bit too big to just kind of brute strength and keep it moving for long enough, and so dude has to go and spend some time concocting something.
Okay. I'm alright with that.
Okay. This does activate the lasers and destroy dude's concoction, which gives Coleen a little bit more insight into the actual activation mechanism in code. Go ahead and roll your hack.
Yay.
You have a +1. Remember not to actually type the plus.
I never do.
Okay. Let's
And
go ahead
now
and
I find
roll
out these
Colleen's
skills are
hack duration.
Didn't need my rock anyway.
No, but it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was 1d4.
Is it one? I
There
thought it
a
was
math
2
question about
dice.
this.
I'll look it up. Hacker. Oh yeah, it is 1d4 plus program skill in 10 minutes. So 1d4 plus 3. If you'd like, I can roll it, or you can roll
Well,
it.
no, I'll roll it. Well, there was actually the math question here, and I asked you that a long time ago. Is it the 1d4 plus the program skill and then times 10?
Yeah,
Or is it 1d4 plus...
it doesn't make
it's
sense to me to
default
add
plus-
1d4 to 10, 20, 30, or 40 minutes, because the 1d4 is
Okay.
trivial at that point.
Yeah, that's where
So
I
you-
was gonna ask, cause
Yeah, you've
if
got
you go by
40
math,
to
it's
70
completely
minutes.
different. Okay. So that would be 60 minutes.
You've got an hour.
An hour. Yep. Next thing. Let's go color the lasers. This is not gonna last.
All right. Dude keeps his full-size toolkit out and heads down immediately. He trusts Coleen. Hopefully
Hugo's
this doesn't-
waiting after Coleen.
Hopefully I don't get my leg cut off.
Excuse me. I'm sorry, I missed. Who's going down first?
Dude.
Nemo goes down.
Nemo stops him.
Yeah, he hangs from the ledge and kind of dangles his feet around. Lights come on, and 4 seconds later, he still has feet attached. No lasers.
Mm.
Unless, of course, Coleen ends the hack right now.
That is true. Now that you've got Nemo down there with some light, I'm assuming, you can definitely more than assume that those markings on the wall next to the hatch are supposed to be where a ladder of some sort protrudes from the wall. It has not done so in this case. So he drops the 10 meters. And looks around. Dude follows him.
Indeed.
Okay. Cap says that she'll actually stay up top just in case you get any visitors, and also to help pull anyone out. Do Hugo and Coleen want to drop down into the hole?
Well,
Hugo's
Trent-
waiting until after Coleen goes.
Well, guess he can wait in eternity.
Yeah, Colleen's not going?
Not at the time, no.
Okay. Alright.
He's wondering what's going on in case something really nasty and unexpected happens.
Dude and Nemo. Since Nemo's not here. Dude. You're in a about 5 meters wide 'cause that is a little bit large. I didn't actually map this. 3 meters wide. No, actually 5 meters. Sorry, that's right. 5 meters wide corridor that is sloping not so gently into a ring around the inner wall. Or curving, not sloping. As Nemo and Dude walk around, this floor is empty, aside from the walls, which are fairly reflective themselves. And you're not seeing any damage from the lasers on the walls or floors. You can see where Coleen's drone was downed, and there should be some kind of scoring along the where the lasers missed, and there is none. You get around to the exact opposite side from the hatch, and there's another panel, and what is clearly a the lines of a door that could open. From its placement and the fact that it's basically a smaller circle in the center of this large cylinder, it was probably either just a small actual secret vault type thing, or an elevator.
All right. Well, that's interesting, but that's for later. Are the laser emplacements easy to visually identify?
They are not. There's I guess that 5 to 8 centimeter band going all the way across the outer wall. You can't see through it.
So it's the whole thing is circular, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so this is just a line around the entirety of the circle.
That's correct.
Down across the floor, up the side, across the ceiling, and back down around.
No, it's just a band along the top of the outer wall.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
It's about 1 centimeter down from the roof, and I'm just gonna stick on a number, and 6 centimeters wide.
Okay. Down from the roof, so it's actually hanging below?
No, just from the top of the wall.
Oh, okay. Dude shouts up and says, yeah, I think there's too many lasers, and I don't think there's going to be a way for me to get any of these out, so I think we got an hour to get this shit and get out.
Blow torch it.
There is a panel next to the door on the inner wall.
Mm-hmm. But it's in Trin language, right?
It certainly is.
Does it have a pad, or is it?
It's all been touched so far, and this one is no different. At the moment, with Dude just looking at it, it's just black.
Ah. All right. So the band going across, running the circle across around the ceiling. Does it seem to be a glass of some sort, or?
From visual inspection, where a Dude's at, it's at least transparent, or translucent.
Mm-hmm.
Without getting a light shown inside of it, or being able to inspect it much closer, dude can guess that it's a glass, but doesn't know any of its properties.
Right. And the ceiling is how tall again?
10 meters.
10 meters.
Yes.
So 30 feet up.
Oh, no, 3 meters. Sorry.
Gonna say.
Yeah, 30-foot drop. No big deal. Just 3d6 damage.
I assumed when I figured you were still talking about 10 meters and that there was a ladder down the side of this.
No, I initially said 3 meters, and then just substituted 10 in there because I'm still going back to D&D.
Right.
And the Imperial system.
Yes.
So no, 3 meters.
Okay. So just about 10 feet up.
Mm-hmm. Nemo could give you a hoist.
I was gonna say, so dude would need a step stool or something.
In fact, Nemo offers. Would you like to take a little closer look at that?
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
Gets out his flashlight.
It's not too difficult for Nemo to lift him up. Nemo did not skip leg day.
Or arm day.
He doesn't actually have a high strength, but it's still, as long as you guys are using proper leverage, it's entirely possible to get a man to stand on top of another man's shoulders.
Gotcha.
Nemo does express the preference for expediency.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fast as I can, man.
And you can get up there, and yeah, it's some kind of transparent material. It's not just plain glass. It is very hard, and it's really only dark because you've got no light inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
It has some property making it look darker on your side, but clearly the lasers were able to penetrate it with no resistance.
Right. Do I see lasers in there, or?
Yeah, you can get your light close enough, and you're able to peer inside, and you do see laser outlets.
Okay. So, looking in, I'm not seeing like a handful of laser outlets that maybe move, but this is a band, or is it a band of, tightly packed laser lenses stretching across the ceiling in every direction?
They're not tightly packed. They're spaced pretty far apart. In fact, from where you're at, you can only see one. But you can't see any kind of track that it would move on.
Okay. So I'm running on the assumption there's one of these every, handful of inches along this track across the ceiling.
Probably more like one every handful of meters.
Okay.
You were fortunate to have chosen the position you did.
All right. How many did Coleen say how many lasers hit her drone? Was she even able to tell? The
exact number was many.
But more than one or two.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So if there's a laser lens every couple of meters, that still means that the range on them is decent enough that even more than a few meters down the hallway, they were still able to tag the drone from the spot.
They're lasers.
Yeah, but the angle
range is the horizon.
Right. That's just it's the angle he's thinking of, not the range.
Yeah, they are inset into the wall a little bit, so the lower part of that inset is going to obstruct their not range, their angle.
Yeah.
There are certain angles, but there's
view,
also enough all the way around that you're absolutely right. There is probably nowhere safe in this empty donut-shaped room.
Right, and because it's curved, they actually have they each of them gets a different field of view than the other, so it actually is perfect coverage. All right. Hey kid, your sensors didn't happen to give you the wavelength that those lasers were operating on, did they?
No, apart from deadly.
I'm just looking for the millimeter, micrometer. All right. I don't. With Dude's experience in weapons systems and his technical knowledge and whatnot, does he think that Colleen's suggestion of blowtorching this whole run, would that be enough? And melting and darkening the whatever material they're going through, if that would even work. But does he think that would be enough to diminish the functionality of the lasers if we don't get out of here in an hour?
Probably not. Lasers that were capable of doing severe damage to a fairly well-constructed drone that wasn't made of paper pierced right through this. So heat conductivity is probably on the good side for the benefit of the lasers.
Right, which means this material would be very blowtorch resistant. All right. And just getting his flashlight up, kind of looking at it. How thick does this material seem to be? Is there like a half inch of it, or is it like 3 inches of steel glass?
It doesn't, basing off of the light refraction, it doesn't look like it's much more than a centimeter.
He gives a couple of knocks against it with the back of his flashlight. How hard? What does he think this is on the Mohs scale? How hard is this shit?
It's high.
Okay.
It's like he is rapping against the transparent plasticky wall that keeps several tons of water inside at SeaWorld.
Right. All right. So just from a quick, like, what he knows he's got access to and what he thinks these things are, he doesn't think he could rip this stuff out of the ceiling with enough time to get to the lasers behind.
No, he thinks it's possible, but it would definitely take longer than Colleen's hack gives him.
Yeah.
And I'll also, going back to the blowtorch point, melting the band may not be an option, but depending on the chemicals used for the blowtorch, there can still be some obstruction just from basically dirty in the glass. Wouldn't protect you completely.
We also have access to a high-powered mining laser.
I feel like this material. Well, if we adjusted the wavelength, maybe, but this material I think is probably laser permeable by design.
Well, yes, the emitters behind it, on the other hand.
That's true.
Or the power conduits.
Yeah. The mining laser isn't too big to get down here, is it?
What's the encumbrance of the mining laser?
There is none, because you completely made that one up.
Really? I thought there was a mining laser somewhere in the book.
Nope. Nope.
Why did I do that?
This is what you get for homebrew.
Why would I do that?
I don't know. But yes, I
because you wanted us to be
remember
able
that last time when I wanted to look up the stats for it.
Alright. When was that?
You probably made that thing up in session 2, 3, or 4?
You might. It feels like you might have taken, a hit from the boarding tubes that have laser cutters, because you did kind of give us that to cut into. Well, no, wait. Was that just
your ship?
Yeah, but wasn't the mining laser from the first fucking planet, the mining planet?
Yeah.
I said very early he made it up.
I may have to concoct a reason for that to get destroyed too.
Yeah, because
That'll be my next drone destruction project.
aren't all the laser weapons ship weapons?
Nope.
No,
You
there's actual laser rifles.
Coleen has hand lasers.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
Well,
Excuse me.
let's say that your mining laser is
I mean, you made it portable, so it can't be more than 3 or 4 encumbrance.
we'll call it 3 encumbrance.
Let's see here. So bigger than a laser rifle, because a laser rifle is
Yes.
2 encumbrance. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's as big as your toolkit, so to speak.
In fact, I should probably just call it a heavy weapon at this point. Give it something equivalent to the heavy machine gun.
Let's see. The laser rifle is 1d10.
Maybe I'll give it a range of 20 meters. Yeah, that makes it not overpowered, right? The lasers
Just
only
in
go
line with
20
the
meters.
anti-vehicle laser. I mean, there is the anti-vehicle laser, which is literally a laser.
Less useful against soft targets. Why is that?
Because it just cuts through them, and then it's a pretty small hole.
Yeah.
But it's fantastic if you actually need to melt armor,
Yeah.
which
It-
gun
it-
can't do.
Yeah.
And if it's powerful enough to actually cut through people, it's self-cauterizing too. So you don't even bleed out. You just burn a hole through the person and okay. You'd have to hit something really important.
Alright, so this is essentially a low-powered anti-vehicle laser.
Makes sense. They don't give that an encumbrance. I like that.
No, you're
Because
not
it's
supposed to be able to
vehicle.
carry them around.
I know.
Yeah, they're mounted only.
2,000 meter range. Yeah.
Would even make sense, because you also declared that the mining laser uses B cells, which these do, so.
Yeah. It is adjusted so that it doesn't do as much damage as quickly. It doesn't need to. In fact, it's better if it doesn't for its purposes. It is
Makes sense to me.
adjusted to be able to mine without creating explosions of plasma. And so it can be used as a heavy weapon if you guys decide to, but I'm gonna drop it down to 1d10 damage.
Yeah.
And that might even be too generous. However, that type B cell lasts for quite a while.
Yeah, Jesus, we stocked up on that stuff at one planet. We haven't even thought of it since. We should probably be keeping track of that shit.
It's because I'm bad at
We
tracking
are?
that kind of stuff.
Okay.
It's one of those
Well,
things that I just, would rather focus on the interesting parts and less on, but that can be interesting in itself.
Yeah. Isn't Nemo running on?
Yep.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, if
You can
it,
just recharge them.
The only reason, yeah, they're rechargeable. That's the only reason we haven't lost any, because we haven't actually lost any.
Mhm.
Right. We've got a charging station on the ship somewhere, and it's been.
The whole ship is a charging station, yeah. Well, for Nemo, kind of weirdly, but no, yes, it actually does come out to a charging station on the ship. So yes, you could certainly try. That will
And
be
it's out of the.
it will be
Sorry.
considerably more difficult because of its unwieldiness and weight to actually stand on somebody's shoulders and use it. Plus, it has so much recoil.
Well, my thought was to put it butt first against the ground and point it upwards, because it's only 3 meters up. That's enough distance. We should, be able to just point it at the things. Like, I'm not going to stand on the
Nemo
on
just goes
Nemo.
down on all 4, and then you put the laser on top of him. Triangle it. Range is not really a problem.
Sorry, Nemo, we have turned you into a gun tripod.
All right. The trickiest part, well, the immediate tricky part is getting the laser down safely.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
it's already out of the ship. We'd taken it out to explore, burning through the ground.
It's funny.
But,
we
yeah,
actually
it's-
ran into this in my other game. Do you guys have rope?
Yup.
Did you actually buy rope?
I'm pretty sure it's in the survival kits we got.
Yep, survival kit has rope.
Okay. Yeah. We ran into that in our other game. Needed to have things that we didn't.
Nobody
think
took
of.
the standard
planned
kits.
ahead.
In which case, you just ignore all that if you've got telekinesis. Then it's just like, yeah, I'll carry that shit.
Yeah, pretty much. We also have had difficulty finding flashlights.
Yep.
There's no flashlight word in the entire PDF.
Glowbug.
Glowbug. Yep.
We also have the night goggles.
So your campaign has run into the Doom 3 problem, which is, Space Marines on Mars, and there isn't a fucking flashlight anywhere.
I don't know Doom 3, but sure.
Yeah.
So yes, you can, with Hugo and Cap up top, you guys can rig up a rope and lower it down. This is going to take some skill checks though, because you guys are on a time limit now.
Mm-hmm.
Hugo,
You've got the functional NPCs up top for you to roll.
no,
Hugo
Nemo
can
is
help
downstairs and Cap is upstairs, and I would say that Hugo has more background
wanting to do
experience
this.
with rope.
Nah, he's got 7 strength, he's okay.
Tying it to the laser and making sure it's secure and snug.
Ah, okay. In which case, what do you want, just to survive?
Does he have survive?
Yeah, 0.
Oh, perfect. I'm not even gonna make you roll then. Hugo's able to fashion a sufficient knot that, and it doesn't have to be complex, but he's able to do it quickly, and Cap and Hugo can both help to lower it down. It is. I've been letting you make it man portable, so it's not something that you necessarily have to be like, oh, let's put it on Nemo's back. It's just quite a heavy exertion.
Well, that was more to tilt it to basically get the elevation and angle.
Yeah.
That's when you will get into a tripod.
Yeah. Imagine a heavier chainsaw made of light. Laser chainsaw.
I feel like that's in a game somewhere.
I'm sure it is. Probably a Star Wars spin-off.
Lightsaber chainsaw, motherfucker. Oof.
Okay.
In any case, so yeah. Do Dude and Nemo need to roll any checks to get it aimed?
Yes. Dude is going to be making a.
I've got a 0 in shoot, so
Yeah.
I'd be okay if you made it a shoot check.
It is a shoot check. He's trying to struggle with what little bit of recoil there is, and there is some.
Mhm. Can Nemo assist by stabilizing the thing?
Yeah, I'll let Nemo try to roll an exert strength to assist. And dude can roll int shoot to try and actually hit the fairly small targets in a very large area. Okay, let me pull Nemo's
I didn't
sheet.
think this would be easy, but worth a shot. How much time have we spent doing this?
So far you've only spent about 5 minutes because of Hugo survive.
Beautiful.
But the initial investigation and exploring, I'm going to put that at 10 minutes, so you've got 55
45.
minutes left.
55, okay.
Oh wait, no, she rolled a 3, sorry. 45. I thought she rolled max. Okay.
The exploring part?
When they were standing on each other's shoulders to look inside.
To investigate the laser and all that kind of stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
All
not
right.
saying Coleen is humming the Jeopardy theme, but I'm not saying she is neither.
All right. Nemo succeeds.
All right, so +1 on a shoot int.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take that.
Yeah, that is certainly pretty good. It takes some doing, but dude does actually hear the kind of pop and sizzle of necessary components being melted behind the wall.
Mm-hmm. Can he have shouted up to Coleen to keep an eye on the systems to see, so can she see how many of them might have gotten deactivated?
That would be another check from her if she wants to risk it.
Well, there's not that much risk to that. At worst, she doesn't find out what happens.
She what?
I was gonna say, there is not all that much risk. At worst, she can't tell him.
I believe if you fail a check, then there's a. Did not want to do that.
There's a chance for him to be alerted. That's the only thing that happens.
But
then
haven't we
again, it's a contested check as well.
Oh, would it break the lasers out of their?
Nope.
Nope.
That's separate.
Give me a minute.
Right. Well, I mean, who would be alerted?
Give me a minute.
Well, it's one of them. It's only alerted if there's someone present there. Otherwise, nobody knows until a human checks it or AI checks it.
At worst, they are alerted and they inform the human overseer of the hacker's location. So yeah, she'd try to find out. Maybe even basically give him a map on where the emitters are. What would you call that? Specific question or
It will be a
get
specific
general
question,
information?
but still, give me a minute to decide on this.
Still like the part. Response may range from annoyed data janitor shutting down the compromised terminal to his fast response special team blasting through the window 90 seconds later.
Okay. Yes, it would be asking a specific question.
Okay.
And don't take the text in the book as verbatim. It's as the GM, I'm not restricted to. Oh, it can only alert a human overseer.
Oh yeah, that's why I said AI as well. They exist, but if there's nobody there, then.
Or a system that I determine is programmed and rigged against such kinds of intrusions. If it detects something and it's got an alternate program, I don't see how that's not within the realm of my decision as a GM.
Oh yeah, in which case we're just a VI then, aren't we?
Just a what?
A VI.
Oh, you said VI, not AI.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. AI, VI, it's the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
when
okay.
it comes to like that kind of systems.
Yeah.
Some of that has knowledge on changes based on output.
But yes, go ahead and roll. The difficulty is currently at 12 for that. Okay. Coleen is able to get a display of the different lasers on her datapad and see as they're taken offline.
Send it to dude. Send it to dude so he can pinpoint it better.
Okay.
Now, was that shoot check just for taking one out?
It wasn't just for taking one out. It was a initial test. Can he get this? Can he do this? With the map and knowing how many you've got, if it takes as long for each node as it did for, or each laser as it did for this one, then you're going to be in trouble. You've got the map, so that time will definitely be constrained, reduced.
Mm-hmm.
But this is another skill check situation of dude saying, well, shit, I need to hurry up because there's a lot of freaking lasers.
Right.
And for that, I'm gonna let you go with well, it's still gonna be a shoot int, but I'll give you a +2 bonus with the map.
Okay. So while as he's setting this up again, he does shout to everybody up there. I can't guarantee I'm going to get these things turned off before that hour runs out. You might want to get down here and check about looting this place while I'm taking care of this, because we don't want to waste the time doing it and still fail.
Cap looks over at Hugo. Can you pull me up if I go down there?
No, not a chance.
Also, who will protect us up here?
The
Since
alternative.
you were down.
The alternative is you go down.
Well, I'm happy up here.
You should be able to tie the end of the rope around the hatch.
Cap gives Hugo a look. If either Hugo or I go down, we might not be able to pull you back up.
Well, I'll leave it up to you, Cap. I can't guarantee I'm going to get these lasers turned off before we got to get out of here. But I'll try. And I'm going to roll my shoot.
I feel like Cap would say something like, well, then stop blabbing and start shooting.
That's what he's about to do. With the 2-ish.
Now, this is not a succeed-fail check. This is a how long does it take check. So you're going to get some lasers with that. Are you going to get enough? The DM's not going to tell you. Actually, if you decide to invoke the expert reroll, I've already said that I will tell you whether it's a waste or not.
Now, dude feels pretty okay about where he's at with this. He's just gonna keep trucking with it. He tells Coleen to let him know 10 minutes before the time runs out how many lasers he's got left. And he just starts in on it.
Okay. I don't have exact numbers on the lasers because I didn't math this out, but 10 minutes before his time, he still has more lasers than he can get to within 10 minutes. However, he has disabled enough of them that they won't be at full power. They won't be at full strength.
Just gets a laser to chew.
And dude is smart and tech savvy enough that he's taken out lasers in a pattern that gives access to the inner door.
I was gonna say that would be.
Well, I should ask
you. It's
you.
a big circle.
Yeah, what parts does he want protected from the laser? Because they are in a circle, they're likely to have reach all the way across. But with dude's role there, he can make some parts of this donut safe.
Right. Well, as he's doing this, does he see anything that looks like a potential, like here's where the cache might be, other than that door?
No, he does not.
Okay, then he makes that door area as safe as he can.
Okay, so then the hatch area is left with some lasers pointing at it, or able to hit it.
Oh, so I can protect either the cache area or the exit?
Yeah, there really are only two options here.
Okay.
I realized that as I was finishing up saying it, that there's really only two options. Choose one.
Okay.
Does he think he can take a laser blast?
We can also just pick this up next time. We're not in a particular hurry, are we?
Nope.
Why does it do Sharknado damage?
Because it's sharks for frickin' laser beams.
Inside a chainsaw?
Alright, what is dude's decision? He's got 10 minutes left. He can either leave and come back next time Coleen is able to hack in, or hack it, which might be a full 24 hours later, depending on her ability. It is getting more and more difficult.
That makes more sense than the alternative. It really does. Dude knows enough about lasers. I mean, those things were doing D8s. There's enough of them that we ain't exactly got a shitload of hit points.
Okay.
You mentioned to shoot whatever you might be trying to carry out.
Well, yeah, that too. Will you allow a last-ditch exert effort in those 10 minutes to try and clear at least a bit more?
Yes, but the risk is that he doesn't leave himself enough time to get out.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Because it's not just as easy as climbing a rope, unless you guys actually do want to try and attach it to the hatch cover. Cap doesn't think it's necessarily sturdy enough. She worries about bending some of the mechanisms.
Well, I'll let them make that decision. Dude is he's gonna try it. I'll take a point of exertion if you want me to, but he's gonna try and rush that last chunk.
Actually, no, sorry, I'm going back on that. It's not really the exertion, it's the time it's taking to locate and confirm that that he's hit that node. Well, the confirmation is faster because of Coleen.
Mm-hmm.
But still hitting it and hitting it long enough to melt the necessary components.
All right. So there's even trying to push it. There's no.
No, it wouldn't really help.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm too eager to jump on the let me push myself trick.
Well, All right.
All right, so you guys.
Dude packs up with that. You know, he finishes what he can do with that last. Well, it's not going to take 10 minutes to get out, is it?
It's. Are you taking the mining laser with you?
Can we? Is it possible to put the mining laser down somewhere in the tunnel where it's safe from the lasers
Mhm.
we leave? Yeah. Then no point in dragging it back up and then hauling it back down again. As
Okay.
long as we can plant it somewhere safe. It's not like we got to worry about robbers on this planet.
Then the only difficulty getting out is both Nemo and Dude climbing a rope.
All right. So yeah, we stash the laser in a safe place from the rest of the lasers, and head out.
Okay.
All right. Well, the entrance to whatever the cache is still has lasers on it. We're gonna have to wait until we can shut these things off again before we can get down there. I don't really feel like taking a hole in me just for this. How long you think until you can cut your way into those systems again, kid?
Give me a day.
You could try to refresh the hack immediately if you wanted. There's nothing saying that you have to wait the full 24 hours or even wait until the duration of your last hack.
No, but we're talking about the 13 here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I say we close up the hatch and
I mean, I can try, but if that thing detects me, I don't know what happens.
nah, I'm voting for slow and steady on this shit. We ain't got to worry about people finding us on here. So far, get back in the ship. We can breathe normal. Camp out. Cap, you all right with the?
Did you bring Siri?
Can I have grabbed Siri?
I'm gonna say no on this retcon.
Sorry, kid. I was worried about getting out without getting lasered. She'll
You
be
left
safe
her
down
behind? All alone? Down there?
there. In the dark.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry, kid. I wasn't thinking of it. I was trying to get out.
She saved
want
your
me
life,
to-
you know.
Is Siri in a place that's safe from the lasers that are left on?
Well, they didn't go back and laser her after she got disabled, so probably doesn't matter.
Well, no. I mean,
Matters to Coleen.
could dude go back down with Coleen giving him puppy dog eyes and get the thing?
I see. No, you would have needed to spend those extra 10 minutes clearing out more lasers to have made either one of those parts fully safe.
She'll be safe, kid. When lasers come back on, they ain't gonna shoot it. We'll get her out of there tomorrow.
Hey, just think, that's even more of a reason to make sure it's working tomorrow. Otherwise, you won't get your drone back.
Come on, let's get some food. Kind of worn out here.
It has been a hard hour of work. You guys close the hatch back up and head back to your ship? Or is anybody sticking around, hanging around outside?
Nope, Coleen is heading back. She has to
I got no
organize a
plans to
candlelight
hang out
vigil.
outside.
Okay. Oh, it sounds like you guys have got 24 hours. What are you doing?
Coleen organizes a candlelight vigil. Everyone is invited. Being held in the workshop, the electric lights set up everywhere. Front and center, the blueprints of the drone.
Dude would go. Dude would go and bring his guitar and play sad music.
There's a little A cell. It's her favorite fuel cell.
Does Hugo go?
Nah.
A couple of the NPCs go. You get Chishin, Tubon, of course. Eileen. Coleen actually invited everybody?
Yep. Some gave their all, so the rest of us may succeed. To waters of danger.
Yeah, we'll put Vander and Tom there too.
And pay the ultimate price. She now flies amongst the stars. In a different way than before, when she was flying among the stars.
There's a little bit of background murmur, but it doesn't get disrespectful. Sounds more.
Not if they want the oxygen supply to work. In the waters.
Sounds more inquisitive, like, who are we talking about here? Who died? It was a drone. Oh.
Really?
Some might have just lost the drone, some lost their best friend in the world. Always there, always listening and caring. But yes, it takes like half an hour or so, but...
Alright. Were the candles on other drones?
No. But there was a very sad Alexa kind of with a bit of black paper hanging off her.
Well, you have to wear black to a funeral.
Alright, what are you guys doing with the rest of your time?
Coleen goes to a quarter and analyzes the system. To basically be better prepared for next time. That and to get... I mean, she's familiar with data protocols and things like that, but she basically goes over the system to see what are they using, how are they using it in case she runs into other
Well, she wasn't
obstacles.
She wasn't familiar with the Trin data protocols. She's just good enough that she could see, recognize patterns, and familiarize herself quickly enough to be capable of hacking it and, of course, grow in understanding over time. So she didn't already automatically know this. She learned what was needed really quickly. And yeah, she certainly can go over what she has in her datapad and even plan her hack if she wants to.
That's the plan.
That's only going to take her an hour, though, I believe, right? Yeah. What are the others doing?
I mean, dude just gets a meal, gets a drink, spends some time tinkering with his laser guitar, but not in any kind of... mostly cosmetic stuff that he's fiddling around with, trying to find a good arrangement for some of the gears and knobs.
Okay. Is Hugo doing anything?
Vending machine.
Okay. Hugo has finished the vending machine. I don't remember how many days it's been, but let's just say Hugo has finished the vending machine.
Sweet.
Where is he going to install that?
Obviously in the bridge. So that way Tufon has an excuse to come to the bridge as well.
Cap nixes that.
Just outside the bridge then.
Okay. I believe there are, when the map is revised, there are places where it could be reasonably placed. Alright, you have a vending machine just outside the bridge.
Good enough for Hugo.
Alright. Nemo probably tries to talk to Nova again, or he might actually give her some space. Either way, he does not end up talking to her. And Cap, I think, leaves well enough alone as well. So you guys spend a day kind of just fiddling about on this deserted world full of skeletons. Next day rolls around. Coleen is reasonably certain that her hacks have been all but forgotten by the system. And she's also gained a better understanding in planning her hack, and it says at least an hour. I'll say it took a little bit longer because of the foreignness of him, but she was still able to plan the hack so that she can just get there, and not that it matters in this particular time frame, but do her hack as a standard action. You guys head on back down?
Yeah, sounds like a plan to me. I can't think of anything dude can do to try and help her with this hack.
Okay. Cap asks Hugo if he saw any of those cars that had been that didn't have anybody he'd be disturbing if he moved them.
Question right back at you, DM.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, saw a couple. Why?
Why don't you bring one of those over here, and we'll anchor the rope with the car.
I mean, what, to help pull it away as well? In which case, I could just get my cycle and use that to help pull whatever it is up. Because I do have that, a hover cycle.
Yeah, that might be a better idea.
It doesn't really... can get around a lot easier.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and bring that around. And it's heavy enough to... Well...
It's powerful enough, yeah.
She was more looking for something stable to tie the rope to so that it wasn't just her and Hugo holding a rope. I think the hover cycle is probably lighter than Dude or Nemo.
Oh yeah, but it can pull more.
It can pull more, so if
You'd have to basically turn it on then.
Doesn't drain. Well,
nah, not
has infinite
negligibly. Yeah. It would require Hugo to remain at the bike, though, to basically counterbalance against whatever forces are pulling. When people are just... Okay.
He's away from the lasers, he's fine with that.
Okay. Then Hugo gets a rope tied to his hover cycle with no problem. And you guys set that up to go back into the vault. Flip up the vault hatch. Well, enter the code and flip up the vault hatch. And then the panel that Dude kind of pulled out just enough for Coleen to hack in is there and accessible. This does still sound too loud. It's too loud for me.
What? Oh, I can't hear anything, so... Oh, there we go.
Oh, you couldn't until I turned the volume down?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, how weird.
Yeah, I mean...
Maybe that's how I get it to play to you guys. Instead of stopping and starting, just change the volume of it.
Yeah. when I was looking into maybe streaming my own game, I had considered some of there's a couple of other, play music systems that run outside of
Yeah, just straight
the
through
game.
Discord.
Yeah, or well, they have their own app, and then you can synchronize other players with it, so they hear what you're having them play, and then running that as another audio input. But
I've
they're
thought
all
about that,
some of them
and
are monthly.
in fact, Tabletop Audio is free and also has a sound pad, but the reason that I haven't gone with that is I don't trust you guys to actually log into that. I mean, it's something that's completely voluntary, and I could totally see somebody saying, yeah, I don't really want to listen to the sound effects that you've got playing.
I mean,
No.
it's not like we can't just mute the tabs we're in anyway.
No, that's
so
true.
we're running on an honor system to begin with.
It also requires one extra step for every player.
Yeah. I think that was one of the ones I had looked at because the sound pad looks really neat. But
It
yeah.
is, yeah.
And
If there was any way to pipe it to a Discord bot, I would probably be using that. But I checked into that and there wasn't when I looked. Anyways, Coleen can execute her hack. The difficulty is back to 10.
Oh, we're going for sabotage.
Now she wants to break him.
It killed Siri.
Just so that you know, Nick, mechanically, sabotage does not do anything that
Sabotage breaks it, innit?
Yup.
Sabotage is the one where it breaks it until someone
Permanently
comes along and fixes it. They just overload the lasers with enough power that they burn themselves out.
Is it harder?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's harder.
Yeah, but hang on real quick.
The game is thinking, you cannot use these options. You cannot use the book.
I guess the disadvantage of it is that it always triggers immediate alerts, which you're not concerned about human overseers, but if there are any kind of lockdowns from alerts like that, then those will trigger. Any lockdowns or subroutines.
So with that, I'll just keep rinse repeating for like a month if you want. Just like, okay, we shut it down, we do the lasers, we get out, sleep, shut it down, lasers.
No, we actually won't need to do that. Dude has effectively done sabotage a system by physical means without hacking with most of the lasers. This is the last time you guys will have to necessarily do this.
Yeah, as long as he gets at least 30-40 minutes off of a disable hack, I can't.
And
it
the
doesn't feel like there would even the minimum would be enough time to disable the last of the lasers.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Alright, I guess we'll go with suppress. Get destroyed anyway.
Coleen can do it if she wants. I'm not saying you can't, but she doesn't know if there are any lockdown procedures or anything. I'm only throwing this into her cautionary wins because this has proven to be a determinedly secured vault so far.
Right.
But didn't
is
you
she
say the system is only basically limited, at least this system, with what she could determine from the layout and everything, that it's basically the door and the lasers?
I did say that.
But what if it locks the door even more securely?
If the system detects that the lasers have been destroyed, that's essentially the same thing.
Has it?
You'd have to hack and find out.
Is she willing to let Dude be the instrument of her vengeance, or does she do this?
Yeah, it's fine. We'll mastermind it.
Are you sure? Like I said,
Yeah.
it's either a DC 10 suppress or a DC 12 sabotage. Don't let the GM's cautionary whatever change the characters vengeance
nah.
plans.
And I'll never do.
Okay, good.
That makes you feel any better. You could give me the most pristine warning, as in something bad will happen.
Oh no, we've
It
seen
will
that.
not
Don't
change
worry.
my mind.
Yeah, we've observed that.
So what's she
I'm
gonna roll
immune to
for?
that sort of thing. We're gonna go with suppress in this case.
So she wanted to come out here with vengeance and fury, and she thought about it. Is that what happened?
Yeah, it's more like personal vengeance versus vengeance delivered by someone else. It's not quite as satisfying,
Mm-hmm.
but it's easier in that case. It's
Okay.
literally easier. So
That
as
is
long
true.
as the end result is the same. It just takes them more time. That was the other consideration. But yeah, nah.
Okay.
It worked well so far, and we have the laser down there.
Go ahead and give her a roll. And difficulty is 10.
See? Could have tried it.
Could have tried it.
It's
Coulda,
fine.
woulda, shoulda.
I can.
Okay. Coleen announces that the lasers are disabled. Nemo,
Is the question if even the minimum, like on the 1d4, the 40 minutes,
yeah,
is enough
that's-
to fry it, then I don't need to roll.
You don't need to roll. Nemo tests the rope from the bound to the hover cycle, and then climbs down. He reports that that was much easier. Thank you.
It's alright.
And there are no lasers. It takes dude about a little bit over 20 more minutes to secure the rest of the lasers.
Sounds good to me.
And then you're in a just kind of donut chamber with a mining laser and a Nemo.
All right. Well, I only seem to got one door. Let's take a look at it.
Okay. Hang on 1 second. Okay. Well, there's a panel next to it. Looks like a display panel. It's actually not it doesn't come out from the wall at all. It is just part of the wall next to the door markings. The door impressions.
Does the pad seem to have any of the same symbols that the access hatch up top had?
If you try to manipulate it,
Mhm.
then yeah, it actually looks like the same kind of panel as the hatch on top. Actually, it's the same display as the under hatch.
All right.
Yeah. Does dude enter the code?
I was gonna ask, does dude remember the code?
Well enough.
Mm.
He's not gonna fail at opening this door.
Okay. Well, as long as this code opens that door. So yeah, he punches in the code just to see.
And it does. A door opens to a smaller room. It's an elevator.
Umbrella Corporation.
What? I would never pull inspiration from that.
At all.
Alright, let me rephrase that. I would never pull inspiration from that for more than 50% of my planets. Dude, look inside. It is a circular elevator, and who'd have guessed it? There's another panel on the inside of it.
Is this one just got 2 buttons? Up, down?
No, he activates the panel, and it's got more numbers on it. It does not look like a kind of the same authorization code entry panel, but it is still a key panel for entering data or information. It's a touchscreen up down that allows you to select which
Up, down, left, right, okay.
There's a little bit more information displayed on it. It looks like there are... I've forgotten the number. Hang on a second. Oh, 15 floors. It looks like there are 15 somethings available here. Dude can easily enough make out that this is a elevator control panel, obviously, and it's indicating which floors are accessible. There are 15 floors, and the entry panel is just saying, you know, which floor to go to, basically.
Dude kind of looks at it and then goes, thinks, all right. Hey, Nemo, go get everybody. Let's, might as well get everybody in consulting on where to go in this.
Cap approaches Hugo and says that the lasers are disabled and destroyed. Why don't you go down with them, and I'll stay up here, make sure nobody comes at us.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. And she gets a quick rundown on, you know, the controls of the bike. She seems to know how to at least ride a bike, but she's clearly not as good at it as Hugo is. She'll be able to manage the basic controls of it. And she won't crash, probably. And then she takes over the bike from Hugo. Does Coleen go down?
Yep.
Alright. Hugo's going down?
Yes.
Alright. I would love to take Nemo out, but Nemo will stay with you guys.
Hey, if you wanted to take him out, should have said something. Would have ended the hack.
You guys can all fit into the elevator. It's definitely cargo elevator sized.
Well, first Coleen collects the poor remains of Siri.
Okay. Does she take them back up, or does she just put them in her
They
backpack?
go in the backpack.
Okay.
Put it down the stowed.
Okay.
But yeah, and she does have Alexa with her.
You can count it as one less encumbrance.
R.I.P. It lost its soul. That's why it weighs less.
Ouch.
No, she's rated on by Sorrow. It's still 2.
No, it's just because it's easier to stow her because you don't have to worry about. Well, you're still worrying about sensitive parts, but the parts are more mobile somehow.
More pliable.
Yes, putting holes in the design usually makes it more lightweight.
It does
Yeah.
tend to have that effect.
The encumbrance for drones is more about their wieldiness rather than the actual weight. And so that's why it's one less encumbrance, because it's not as rigid. It doesn't have it has been cut into smaller parts.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, look.
Oh hey, Nemo.
Well,
Perfect
Perfect.
timing.
Perfect timing.
Sorry it took a little longer than expected, but I did say I'd be late, didn't I?
I thought you did.
We couldn't remember if you said you weren't coming or if you were going to be late or what.
Yeah.
Was definitely planning on coming. It just took a little longer to get home from Copenhagen than expected. But I am here now.
Okay. Real quick to bring you up to speed.
there was a laser trap. We had casualties.
Major casualties. There was a funeral.
Yeah, we had a vigil and
there.
everything.
Mm-hmm.
How
It was
about
really sad.
I'm gonna take a break and you guys can recap for me. And if you keep it entertaining enough, I will even leave it in the highlight.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'm gonna take a quick break though.
I'll be right back as well.
So
well,
yeah,
hopefully someone will stay here to tell me what's been happening.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's where you've just come back.
exactly. Pretty much exactly where you popped back into stream.
Any umbrella logos around?
That's what I said.
There are not.
No holographic little girls in red light.
Nope. They hang on real quick, I'm gonna adjust Mel's volume just real quick. I'm gonna start calling it the antechamber that you've just come through. The secured antechamber did not have any decor at all. It was just the reflective walls, floor and ceiling. No, laser reflective walls, floor and ceiling. The strip through which the lasers were firing, and yeah, it is donut-shaped, Mel. It is a large circular room that has a circular room inside of it. And that's the elevator that you guys have just come to. The elevator also does not have any kind of emblems or decoration to it.
Okay.
Dude has managed to fiddle about with the control panel inside the elevator and determined that this vault complex has 15 floors.
The information we got from the Trin, I don't suppose it actually included anything more than coordinates on a code.
That is correct.
Yeah, we were less than pleased with the death trap at the entrance of this thing. I have to imagine if we ever go back, Cap will have words.
Do we have contact with the ship, or can Nemo reach the ship from here?
Yeah, it's about 30 meters away.
Right. Oh, right. We landed.
Mhm.
And there isn't anything down here that's cutting off his signal?
Mm-mm.
He has bars.
He has bars. There's no QECM down here.
Okay.
If this goes deeper, he may lose it just by virtue of holy fuck ton of earth in between. I actually always forget to think about that with underground stuff. But yeah, right now he's fine. That would normally be circumvented with a comms grid, which is not up and running right now.
Well, if it becomes relevant, we do have a comm server, so we can easily put it in the relay station.
Isn't Nemo our comm server? Or no, Nemo has a
Nemo
comm
is
server.
Nemo has a comm server.
It's
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about whether or not we would give her a call, but I was going to leave that up to Nemo.
Cap is outside with a hover cycle and a rope attached to it. She could probably go and get the comm server and bring it back pretty quickly if it turns out that you lose regular connectivity. Because right now you're effectively using the ship's comm server for communications. So I guess what that would be she would lower the comm server down to you guys to place on a lower floor and give you more range if needed. Kind of like a relay, right?
That's why I said relay station.
Yeah, okay.
I'm assuming that Nemo is about to contact the person who really realistically should be able to read this shit.
Did we find a? Did we have a? Sorry, I missed. Were there like written text, like a map or something? Or
No.
so we haven't come across any text or Trin glyphs.
No, you've
Just
come across the Trin glyphs, but they appear to have all been numbers so far.
Yeah.
Or part of the number system.
Okay.
While Nemo is trying to communicate with somebody who doesn't want to talk to him, is Dude doing anything in the elevator?
No, he's gonna wait for somebody other than him to make a decision as to what floor to go to.
Is that Hugo or Coleen?
Coleen punches the 6.
The elevator door closes and you start moving.
Why the hell would you do that, kid?
What the hell were you waiting for?
Well, we do have somebody from the people that realistically were on this planet before. Figured my consult might be in order.
Of course, she knows the exact layout of this place.
No, I just thought I'd ask.
Nemo
That's
does
fine.
not
Fine place.
get a response. I'll type that for you.
Also, Coleen is humming elevator music.
Well, it would have to be the girl from Ipanema.
It is. She has seen enough sitcoms to know what it is.
That may sound redundant, Mel, but it makes sense in my head.
It appears that Nova is not interested in communicating at present. This is unfortunate.
Oh well.
Is he including Cap in this conversation?
Nope.
Okay.
He just said that out loud.
Okay. All right. You get to the.
unless we find ourselves in a distinct life or death situation. I will respect her wishes and her privacy for the moment.
When the elevator door opens up on the 6th floor, you see the same circular room as the antechamber above, but this one has stuff in it.
Lasers and stuff.
Yeah. This does not have that same band going across the top of the walls. On the outside. You don't know what's on the inside walls of the elevator. Or, sorry, the outside walls of the elevator.
Oh, Coleen has Alexa take a look.
Yeah. Nothing triggers, nothing shoots, nothing kills Coleen. There are just crates that are stacked and arranged neatly around the around this room. They're stacked against the elevator wall, the outside wall of the elevator. Or I should find some way to say that. Against the outside wall of the elevator cylinder, and also against the outer wall of the entire chamber. You don't see any other doors or exits.
Well, time to inventory.
Okay. Now I did not.
No terminals or anything?
I'm sorry.
Any terminals or computery thingies?
Not as intended to be used. There is equipment salvage, or equipment parts, I guess, stashed on the floor. It looks like whatever was stashed here, whatever equipment was being used for whatever is stashed here, was also dismantled and placed in this vault.
Well, Coleen will check if there are any remaining hard drives or anything like that. Anything data storagey.
There are.
All right.
Coleen can see from the dismantled and stashed equipment that it looks like it was equipment that would be used for the manufacture of computer chips.
Even better.
It is all dismantled. It's not of much use to you except as just whatever scrap value it has. Or not scrap value, salvage value it has. Meaning it's not necessarily any better than the computer equipment you've already got, but it can be sold as just salvage loot.
Well, that and if there's any intact data on there, there might be, just like with the material data we found, there might be something in there that's more valuable than, let's say, just scrap.
Indeed. And unless anybody objects, I'd like to fast track the exploration of the different floors just real quick. With a little bit of input from you, after seeing what's here on the 6th floor, what does the group do? Do you spend all that time on one floor, or do you kind of look around at different floors and see what all is here? Because everything on this floor already is something that you can take back up and start putting on the ship.
Nemo would look around for any evidence of android mass production, or any signs that android production is taking place.
Yeah. Dude would vote.
Floors.
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude would vote for a methodical. Let's at least hit every floor.
Okay.
Just to see what's available before start digging into something.
Okay, and you can all go your own separate ways while doing this. First off, Nemo, no, there doesn't appear to be any correlation to Android manufacturer or anything with what's in this vault. What you guys do find once you've hit a few more floors and cataloged a bit more is several. Hang on. Why is there no music? Because it failed. Damn it. There we go.
I was gonna say I heard music for a second.
Yeah,
So do I. There it is again.
I tried playing a different track and then stopping the first track, and it stopped both, and it was just a mess. So there are several tons of equipment salvage, and a quick rules break here. What I'm doing with loot like this, where it's not really a specific product that can be sold back, it's just salvage. This is where that 3d6 times 10, 100, or 1,000 comes in. With a bonus based on the relevant collection skill. In this case, the relevant collection skill will be fix, because there's far more than, well, I put on here there is far more than 50 tons of equipment stashed across the 15 floors, but 50 tons is the useful salvage. So, based on your fix skill, you can part out what's useful and get a little bit more value per ton that way. So that's just going to be a 3d6 or 2d6, I can't remember. A roll plus fixed skill. There are also crates of actual product with what look like spec sheets included. You won't have missed this. There is a single small crate stashed in a corner on one of the floors, with an inconsistent appearance from the rest of them. And on the bottom floor, a showcase with look like 5 thermal pistols. They look a bit modified, but 2 of them are wrecked, slagged by just kind of melted. They also have what look like spec sheets. I mean, dude recognizes what spec sheets look like. These are spec sheets.
Yes. I was gonna say it's a couple of paragraphs and then a handful of bullet points underneath, kind of shit. It's like, yeah, this is this is advertising copy.
No, this isn't advertising copy. This is development copy. There's test sheets that
Gotcha.
have numbers all over the place. There's also a couple handwritten notes on some of them. All this is, of course, in symbolic Trin.
Yeah.
And that's what you get. The crates of actual product, and it's clear that these are finished product, are microchips. You can pop one open and look inside, and it's just crates of microchips.
Interesting. What was in that one oddball crate?
The one oddball crate. 1 second. I need to pull up a different document to know how these look.
Also, for the pistols, the slagged pistols, is what's left of them, whatever's melted, is it at least in one piece kind of thing? Did it sort of get melted and then cool?
Yeah.
Okay. Dude would actually want to take those just to analyze what happened to them.
Okay.
If they're separatable from what they were sitting on.
They are. Okay, give me a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So the separate crate is very, very underpacked. It only has 5 little kind of like ring cases. You know, the kind of flip case that you would put a ring in.
Right.
And each of those has a little USB-looking device.
Were we on the Amazon planet?
Coleen recognizes them.
Oh dear.
Those are QEDs. Nobody else knows what those are, though.
No, dude would have picked one up and would be kind of looking at it.
I mean, it basically looks like a little thumb drive.
Yeah. Up to including an interface port on one side, or
Mm-hmm.
no spec sheets or anything?
Nope.
No writing on the boxes?
Nope.
Dude would be scooping them up and put them in a. He'd actually stash those in with his toolkit, just to keep them separate from everything else
Okay.
for later analysis.
Mm-hmm.
Dude would make the recommendation that we, I say we grab the finished stuff first, get that up and out. I grabbed a couple of these oddball pistols. I'm gonna put those down into the firing range, and we'll take a look at them later. We'll stash these
I
things
mean,
on the
how
ship.
different are they from the ones we have?
I don't know. They look normal, but I ain't looked at the insides yet. I can't read the spec sheets. It's all in Trin, so I figure we'll at least get a consult from our resident. And then once we got all that stuff, I can start going through this junk and see how much salvage we can get out of it. Feel like this is going to take a while.
It's going to take a very long time.
That's why I wanted to get the actual important stuff out first. Because then we can just figure a cutoff point for how patient we want to be getting all this scrap out.
Mm-hmm. Conveniently enough, the crates fit through the hatch.
Imagine that. They're just the industrial designers and the architects weren't idiots.
They shipped the crates down, disassembled, and assembled them down here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, pivot. I love that somebody got a mathematical paper out of that sofa in an L-shaped stairwell thing.
There are symbols around. Hang on 1 second. When you guys, as you guys move back into communications range, which is basically 4th floor and up, Cap asks what you guys are seeing. What did you find?
Bunch of knickknacks.
Yeah.
Just
Until one of us can read Trin. Well, I found a couple of pistols that might just be normal pistols or might be something else.
Nemo, can you get Nova down there?
I believe she does. Captain, it is. I believe that she does not wish to leave the ship or engage with this facility.
Yeah, I figured we'd get the stuff out of here and let her take a look at it on the.
Okay. That's fine. Just get her to read whatever you can to tell you what this is. Before we start moving all of this out, let's find out what we have.
Well, hell, Nemo, I mean, you want to send her a message and ask her if she's at least willing to step out onto the loading dock of the ship? At least take a look at what we got before we loaded on the ship?
I can certainly attempt.
Okay. Excuse me. The one symbol that you are seeing, and it's not it's sorry. There's two symbols, but one of them is just as prevalent. Yeah, one of them would be just as prevalent as the other. Anyone with let's see. Does anybody have no one? And I don't mean if anybody's got no body.
Nope.
Nope. Wow. Okay.
No, no. No 0.
Okay. Well, let's think.
Ask me next level.
Hang on.
Yeah, I got no 0.
Nope, 0 as well here.
So we've at least put point. Everybody's got at least points in it, just not enough to get a 1.
Okay. Well,
We have clearly demonstrated we know nothing.
clearly.
We had to
should be
spend
news to
points
you.
to know nothing.
But not less than that. But not less than nothing.
One of those symbols then looks like a millipede with long spiky legs, and like it has a pincher bug claw at its back and a larger pincher claw at its head facing backwards towards its body. Anyone with no can roll at a DC 6. They want to know what that is. If you want your character to know what that is. To
The
int know.
ravenous bugbear, the beast of Troll.
Dude knows nothing.
Coleen
Hey,
almost knew
Coleen
nothing.
just knows. DC
Nemo or
6.
Hugo?
Nah, ain't that fussed.
Okay.
Didn't you say 6? Doesn't Colleen know?
She does. I'm waiting to see if Nemo
yeah.
wants to roll. It is a trilobite.
That's a totally different thing.
No. No, I'm looking at the picture and I described the picture.
I guess. I don't really think of those as legs.
What, the things coming off of its body? Those are legs.
Yeah, those
It's
are legs.
aquatic.
Ugh. I'm not sure why that hasn't, whatever.
It is a trilobite.
You guys can look up what a trilobite looks like.
I know what a
I'm looking at.
trilobite looks like.
There it is. Okay. So that appears to be a company logo across. What?
That's a hell of a logo.
whatever you've got here.
Here's at this point in human history now an extremely extinct, long past thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I described the two backwards facing thing more as spikes than pincers. But I'm honestly not sure what purpose they actually served.
Well, the two on the butt definitely look like pinchers to me. And then honestly, the two on the head, they remind me of a D&D monster. I just can't remember which one. And the only D&D monster name that runs through my head is Aarakocra, and I know that's not right.
That's a bird.
Yep.
That's a parrot, man.
Yep.
Umber Hulk, that's the one with pincers at the front.
Umber Hulk, that is exactly what I was thinking of. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The other symbol that you're seeing does not look like it's in relation to the product here. In fact, there's a separation. You're seeing the trilobite on the product crates, and the other symbol on the equipment more. Why didn't I write this in such a manner that it's easy to just read without...
Why did I do this to myself?
Why did I do this to myself?
Yeah, the front facing ones are antenna, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Well, I'll just say that the other symbol appears to be two females standing back to back inside a helix. Each of the women has one arm outstretched as an invitation or a challenge. One of the women is much more shapely, and that's her arm is extended in invitation, and the other appears much more physical, competitive, and her arm is extended in challenge. Now back to your cache.
Jesus Christ. Someone with way too much time on their hands did the wiki page for trilobites.
That's funny.
It's huge.
Probably somebody in the process of working on a paper.
Dude is taking a look at one of those pistols.
Huge,
One of the
huge and
flag
mostly
pistols.
gibberish.
Matt,
What was that?
dude is taking a look at one of those thermal pistols, one of the slagged ones.
Yeah.
It looks like it melted from the inside out.
Fun.
These are clearly prototype designs. They're not fully polished. They have been made to they've been given some trappings of completed product, but they don't have the extra details added to really sell a product.
Right.
Mostly aesthetic stuff. They've got full functionality, but they do not have the aesthetics.
So these are prototypes.
Yes.
I can get behind that.
And it's actually with these thermal pistols display case where you found the handwritten notes on spec sheets.
Right.
Well, somebody's gonna have to rig up some kind of system to start pulling stuff out. Who wants to volunteer? Or do you want to have ship NPCs do that?
I mean, unless
Nemo
it seems
doesn't
super
mind.
difficult,
Nemo
I
doesn't
feel
mind.
like. And, yeah.
I'm sorry, Mel, go ahead.
I said Nemo doesn't mind doing that.
Okay. Matt, you were saying?
I don't have a problem with the NPCs kind of jumping in on this.
Okay. You're just gonna need to get some way of lifting out heavy packages that you can't just carry up a ladder that has not been extended for you. Oh yeah, that's the other thing, Mel. There are markings in the wall coming down from the hatch that look like a ladder would protrude from the wall, but nothing you guys have done so far has actually enabled that feature.
Yeah, and we kind of didn't pay any attention to it.
But we could just make a ladder.
You could just make a ladder. Yeah, you guys are already going to be constructing infrastructure to set up a pulley, and probably using Hugo's hover bike as your pulling mechanism, as your power source there. It's gonna take you some time to get all of this out. Let's get. Does the dude at least want to design and supervise, or does he just want to let one of the NPCs just construct something?
He'd want to be in on the
Okay.
design of this whole.
What about Coleen? Where is she involved in any of this?
Coleen is going through whatever hard drives there are and basically tries to rig a system to get any data of them.
Okay.
And feed it into her little data storage device.
Does Coleen also have Fix 3?
Fix 2.
Fix 2, okay. Alright. Matt, go ahead and give dude a fix int roll.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's able to just kind of outline some basic plans for Chi-Chin. And she gets some manual labor together to help with the construction. Coleen is trying to interface with, and they get to work. Colleen's trying to interface with hard drives that she finds, and so far she's finding that they've been scrubbed.
Well, next step would be data recovery.
Okay. What is Hugo doing?
Hugo is gonna go wander around a bit.
Okay.
He's gonna make his little survival kit with it, and he's gonna take his little nav comp. He's
Okay.
gonna go for a little wander.
All right. It does mean outside the vault, right?
Yeah, upstairs on
Okay.
top. He wants to try and get an idea of mainly just to see what kind of stuff these people had, e.g., open up some boots. Have
Okay.
a look what's inside the trunk.
All right. I'll come back to that. Let's hit dude real quick. Sorry, Nemo. You were planning on helping with the construction of all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Does Nemo want to assert authority over the construction, or is he happy to let Chi-Shin tell him what to do?
He would certainly like to help direct. like to help, direct and delegate the construction work, mimicking Cap's personal skills.
Okay, so he's not actually helping with the physical work of it, or is he also doing that?
He can do that as well.
Okay. All right. He pretty much takes over the project from Shin. Doesn't seem entirely put off by that. Is actually kind of almost a little bit relieved, I would say.
Might be
And
more put off about how he's perfectly mimicking Cap's speech patterns and mannerisms.
okay. She might be more put off by that. But the work is getting done under Nemo's guidance and Chishin's bit of technical expertise. This isn't a super complex job you're doing, so it doesn't require any of those with higher than the fixed one you've got. Coleen, you're gonna need to take some of those back to your ship. Your data pad is not sufficient.
Not data pad. She has the data storage device, the big one.
Yeah, that's just for storing data, though.
Yep.
She's trying to recover data.
Yes. Yeah.
She needs to find the data
If
to
she's
recover it.
Yeah, in that case, she basically takes us back to the lab.
Yeah.
Workshop.
All right. That leaves us with Dude. What was Dude doing? Did I forget, or did you say? Now that he's sorry. Now that he's put together the
okay.
team.
Once
and the
he's done.
plans. Yeah. Once he's done with that.
I mean, he's not the kind of guy who would just, all right, put the ropes there, get this thing all set up, and then not actually help with any of the physical labor.
Okay.
So yeah, he'll once all that's done, he'll pitch right in with hauling crap.
Okay.
He's to the point of having gotten out the named stuff that we wanted to prioritize. Once we've got that out,
well, that's going to take a while. There's 22 tons of that too.
Oh Jesus! Okay, I thought it was just a couple of crates of that stuff.
Maybe we're not. Maybe I'm not understanding you. The named stuff. What are you referring to?
The crates with the microchips.
Yeah, there's 22 tons of that.
Wow. Okay. So there's 22 tons of that, and another 50 potential tons of just miscellaneous scrap. Plus the one box
loot and sellable salvage.
Right, and then the one crate that had the what dude doesn't know what they are, but those were small enough that he just fit them in his toolbox, and a couple of pistols that he stuffed in whatever pack he's got with him. He'll pitch in with hauling out a solid chunk of those things. Those are the boxes with the microchips. Did they have any spec sheets or anything with them?
One of them did, yes.
Okay. Once the work is going and he feels like he's put in enough, he wants to get that spec sheet to Nova to see if she can read, to see if she is willing to help and read, because he wants to know what the hell these things are.
Okay. How far into the process does he wait before trying to take those spec sheets to Nova?
I mean, he's going to put in at least 2 or 3 hours of work before he goes, all right, you guys seem to have it, and head off. Like he's not that boss.
All right. Then I'm going to go with Hugo first. Hugo, he's got his nav comp and a survival kit, and he's presumably refilled his. Oh no, he's got a vac skin. He doesn't have to worry about oxygen for quite a while. And he's taking a look at some boots.
Yep, he's having a look. What are they carrying?
Boots and cats.
Are they made for walking?
Cat B.
The boots are carrying cats.
What about the beefy bison?
No beefy bison. He opens up a few. He's learned the mechanism that lets him kind of disengage from the power grid, and that makes the locks easier. And there's no particular rhyme or reason to what's in the boots here. There's somebody's got sporting equipment. Somebody's got a suit. There's a suitcase here and there, but they don't look like they were packed specifically for anything. He finds a weapon here and there. I can detail those out if he wants to take anything.
No, it's good. They're just trying to get an idea of pretty much, yeah, why. Also, does everyone else look the same as well? Like they were casual as all hell, not worried about a thing, just driving? Or is anyone like sprawled out trying to get out of a car?
There are some that are sprawled out trying to get out of a car. Sorry, let me backtrack on that. There's none that are sprawled out trying to get out of a car. There are some that have gotten out of their car. Some that looked like the first one dude investigated, that looked like they were trying to run, trying to do something, trying to get somewhere.
Out of curiosity, do we know what the background radiation of this planet is?
Yeah, that would have come up on regular planetary scans. There's no radiation danger. The one thing that Hugo sees in common is that what looked like a medical emergency alert in that first vehicle he opened up is displaying on the console of every single vehicle he opens up.
Don't think it told me what it said, did you? Or was
No,
it just a really generic one?
No, he didn't. He couldn't read any of it, but based on the symbology of it, it's pretty much a universal thing. It looks like a driver medical emergency alert call.
I'll just take a screenshot of it.
Okay.
We'll just take a picture just in case.
AFK moment.
Mm-hmm. The cars that don't have this are those that were not pulled cleanly off to the side of the road. They were the older cars and were clearly not attached to the grid. They're not quite as electronic. With his knowledge of cars, Hugo can assess that he can either assume or you can let him know this, that the cars pulled themselves off the side of the road when the drivers became unresponsive. Or possibly even before that. Huh. Yeah, the music did crash somehow. That's better. What else is he looking for?
Not much else. That was it. Just trying to gather information is all.
Did that answer the questions that he was trying to answer?
Kinda.
Well, you're welcome to ask more questions, and I'll see if I can be more specific with what he knows or can assume.
No, alright.
I'm trying to take into account his background as a as a driver there too.
No, it's just so like all the cars pulled off to the side of the road. Everyone was given an alert, apart from those that fucked.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
And they just looked like they were regular people driving from one city to another. It is a very long stretch between these two cities. That could be of interest. Well, before Dude actually gets around to trying to take any spec sheets to Nova, Cap calls over to Coleen. Cap's helping out with the actual manual labor there, and she asks Coleen to take those spec sheets to Nova and, well, work them out with her.
Alright.
And this is only half an hour or so into the manual labor, so it's well before Dude thinks to take a break and do that. Which spec sheets does Coleen grabbing?
All the spec sheets?
Alright, so there are spec sheets for the chips,
Back again now.
spec sheets for the pistols, and that's it, I think. Yeah.
Oh, she would take them over there.
Alright. Is she contacting Nova at all before getting to her door?
No?
Alright, Coleen reaches Nova's door.
Oh, she would buzz.
There's no immediate response.
Well, politely count to 6. Of course, they're working on a hex system. And buzz again.
Okay. Inside, and again audible through the wall, Nova shouts, "What?"
Was sent over to have you look at some documents we found. Maybe you could help with those?
There is no response.
Well, politely count to 12.
And then what?
Buzz the door again.
Can't you just let yourself in?
Well, yeah, but it's impolite. That's what they told me.
Come in.
Well, she'd let herself in that case.
Actually, the door is unlocked.
Well, that makes it easier.
It does make it easier, yeah.
One less commander type. Well, she would let herself in and, well, close the door. Hi, and she waves the
glares at
documents.
Coleen.
So we found this whole stack of paper. Or some of the stuff.
She looks down and it looks
And
back at Coleen.
everybody's dying to know what it says. I mean, unless you have like a dictionary, in case
She does not look amused.
do it myself.
Get out.
Well, I'm here in the official orders. The captain gets irritated when I ignore those. So I keep it for the truly important stuff. This would be really, really helpful.
If you make one more pun about dying out there. Arrgh!
What pun?
She
Wait, what?
snags the papers from Coleen.
I wasn't making a pun, seeing how we nearly
Just-
died in that death trap.
She snaps her eyes back up. What death trap?
The one you people kind of forgot to tell us about, where we nearly got fried by lasers. After we opened the door with the code we were given.
She looks puzzled.
So I
And
assume
then
she hasn't
laughs.
read. I assume she hasn't read any of any of the messages Nemo sent to her, since you specifically described that death trap.
Oh yes, actually that was a TM. Forgot about that.
Well, in all fairness, when Coleen is pissed off when people send her messages, she's not reading them either.
Do we get the visual of? Let me rewind that.
No, I'm actually going with that. She wasn't flat out ignoring, but she skimmed and apparently did not take full context from it. So she is going to have an oh moment, but yeah, she saw words, saw that it decided that it didn't merit her response because she's still angry at Nemo, and just swiped it off. But she does look up at Colleen, puzzled, then has that slight oh moment, and then laughs. Oh, that would have been... I don't know if it would have been justice, but it would have been funny.
Yes, I'm sure it would have been very, very funny after we helped you guys out. Very hilarious.
You were given a coordinates to a secret stash. Did you think it would be unguarded?
Yes, because it was secret and it would have been polite to say, hey, there might be death traps.
What do you want me to do?
She could just go over the papers, see what it says, or, as I said, if you don't feel up for it, if you have like a dictionary.
She looks at the one for the microchips, says, it's just chips. Just reads through it.
Yeah, specification can be interesting.
And she actually reads off some numbers that make more sense to Colleen than they seem to her. They're just advanced microchips with really good numbers for heat tolerance and dissipation, cold tolerance, and some small improvements in data throughput, with a recommendation for Starship application. They developed better microchips.
Those are just the specs, or does it contain the blueprints as well?
She flips through. It's just the specs in the report.
Alright, alright.
The other one. Huh. Prototype thermal pistols using the chips.
Should do what? More heat?
Extended fire. What she describes is the game mechanic equivalent of burst fire on a thermal pistol.
Does it come with a larger magazine capacity? Because otherwise it's pretty sad.
Burst fire without using extra ammo.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna
So,
say.
no increased capacity, it just does not use extra ammo, so you get 5 shots with it whether you burst or not. I think they've got 5 clips, or 5 ammo, right?
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me guess. Prone to overheating?
She kind of skims through and says that, yes, if an entire energy cell, this is translated into game terms, if an entire energy cell is depleted using burst fire within a short span, essentially one combat, it does destroy the pistol.
Yeah, I think we've seen the results.
Technocracy did not want it.
The who?
The technocracy.
That's your guys' government, or how does that work?
Yeah. Technocracy is just the closest word Spacer has for it.
Okay, okay.
She is showing Coleen the handwritten notes. Says, send for review and presentation right here. And then the other note written in a different hand says technocracy declined but kept presentation. Cited reason. No anticipated war need. Wouldn't have fucking helped anyways.
Yeah, not really. I gotta say, having a presentation with 2 of those stacked down probably did not improve. Well, the presentation.
This was just a presentation to petition for an enterprise. She looks annoyed again. Do I have to explain that to you too?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just interested. And you guys
The
made
way
some
it
pretty
works,
weird, amazing stuff.
the way it works, somebody proposes a project along with whoever else will be involved in doing the research. Technocracy approves or declines. If they agree, then an enterprise is formed given technocracy research vault space, and they go forward. This is that initial proposal, so they didn't get to research how to put these into pistols that won't overheat.
Ah, so you guys are doing project teams.
This is just a side project that someone decided these chips, I guess, would be good in these pistols, with some issues to work out.
Well, I mean, it's not too bad. Quick question. Did Dude just palm the 5 QEDs, or did he actually show people?
Matt?
Sorry, what was that?
Did Dude just palm the 5 QEDs, or did he actually tell people and show them?
No, he wouldn't have it wasn't a secret kind of thing. It was, huh? Well, that was interesting. Kind of. I assumed that Coleen didn't pipe up with, "I know totally what those things are," for her own reasons. So he just kind of, nobody seemed to give any indication they knew what they were. So he was like, "Oh, okay," and stuffed them in his toolkit.
Well, if he was showing them, there was a reaction from Coleen, visible
Oh, okay.
draining of blood. But no,
Gotcha.
she certainly did not pipe up. Oh yeah, those things. I got one of those. Don't worry.
I think Nick just said she did not do that, but there was a reaction.
Yeah.
There was a facial expression, but yeah, she totally did not pipe up
Okay.
and say something like that.
That's fine. And I have no problem with dude not noticing that.
Yeah, we also found 5 of your QEDs.
Can I roll a wits notice for Nemo to notice that?
I don't think it's even necessary.
Yeah, I can flat out say that.
Yeah.
Well,
She's easy to read.
Now, the only thing that you might roll if you want to is if he was even looking in that direction when dude found those, but I'm happy to simply let you decide that.
Well, observing things is what Nemo usually does.
Yeah, totally justified. And that was me that glossed over a lot of that, so it's my fault if Nemo would have responded there.
He would not.
Okay. Alright, so Colleen says to Nova.
we also found 5 of your QEDs.
Oh. She shrugs.
What did you guys use them for, and why would they be down there? I mean, do they have anything stored on it?
How would I know?
Well, I mean, we know how it works with the research project. Maybe important researchers kind of made a backup of their memories for that kind of purpose. Or, like with everything that happened,
She shakes her
maybe
head.
a way of storing whatever you know before you die?
It takes the information. It doesn't just store it. It doesn't copy it.
Yeah, I know, but if you kind of your last moments.
I don't know why those would be down there.
Okay. Well,
Hang on real quick. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mel. She says, shakes her head, says, state vaults only have one thing in them. Whatever was being worked on, and the equipment. You don't mix things.
those things shouldn't be done there.
No.
You might get really pissed at me in just a second, but I don't suppose
She's already
you would
glowering.
be willing. More pissed. From what I could gather so far, there are degrees of being pissed.
I hate you already. Just keep talking.
Well, that makes it easier. Don't suppose I could persuade you to maybe take a look if there's anything on them. Might be something interesting for your people.
You don't have the right to talk about my people. But I'll look. She's not very good at hiding this either. So again, I leave it to you to decide if Colleen pieces this together, or if you want to roll it, or just say she doesn't.
What type of role would it be? Then I can instantly tell you if Coleen would even notice.
It would be a wisdom notice.
No.
Well, wait until I say. Like I said, you can decide based on this. Nova actually, her angry face and glower, she's now having to force it up. She actually looks, there's a glimmer of hope behind it, and a hint of eagerness, and it's creeping into her voice too. She is
Mostly so.
she is restraining it.
Oblivious to bodily cues like that.
Okay.
As has always been demonstrated.
Okay. Then what she says is, if I have to, I will.
Well, you don't have to.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
I think it just.
Just,
I mean, if you don't want to.
I already agreed, okay?
Okay. Well, that was easy. Just.
One moment, please. Okay. Good.
Well, since you already so much hate me, so why can't we talk about your people?
You don't deserve to.
Alright.
Well, you
Why not?
humans have lived happy, free lives out here in space. You've never been hunted.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
So,
Bitch,
Half
what?
the galaxy was my own sisters trying to kill me. This ship has been fired upon repeatedly.
Yeah. No, that- I mean,
so
that really
what,
does
what
feel
happened
like
to
a-
the QEDs? Did Coleen take them, or did Dude put them somewhere? Or...
Dude put him in his toolbox.
Nemo, we'll go over to Dude. Then,
Hang on that, Mel. Let me finish with Coleen here.
I'll just type it out.
Okay, that works.
You go ahead. Sorry.
But yeah, I feel that needs a bitch what?
What is Colleen's reaction?
That was Colleen's reaction. Verbatim.
Oh, okay. That's not the same.
It's not the same that even your own family wants you dead.
Yeah, but you did things to deserve that.
No, I didn't.
This is the Raza, right? People hate you for
We don't
things
ever-
that you've done, for things that the Raza has done, blowing up space stations, killing people. The Trin are hated just because we advance technology in ways people don't like. Because they can't understand a little bit of sacrifice.
Yeah, and that sucks too. But first, we didn't do all the things we've being accused of. That's the whole thing. I wish I could tell you more, but someone used one of your QDs on us.
Do you have them? Or have it?
There's absolute silence.
I'll actually roll that for Nova. It is funny typing this. That's the right number, right, Nick?
No, I don't feel it is.
Let me just look
That's
at
a
it.
substantial bonus.
Let's see. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It should have just been a decrease in the difficulty, not an actual die roll bonus. So you're right. It's not. So she only got an 8 there. She seems to have latched onto an idea, and it's not exactly making her angry. More intrigued. You do. And you haven't looked, have you?
Well, ask yourself the thing if, let's say, the rest of the crew did all they were accused of, and with the inherent problems of a QED, you see where this might be problematic.
I don't want to be in your drama. She clasps her hands on her head.
That's fine. I'm talking purely about the things we found. As I said, might be interesting to know what's on there.
Do you have stasis pods on this ship?
Oh yeah, we got a bunch.
I'll look at the QEDs you found.
Alright, thank you.
How bad is it out there?
Well, where we've been, it's mostly just emptiness. I mean, you have all the abandoned cars and a lot of the occupants. But otherwise, it's quite, well, don't want to say peaceful because that sucks. Still, quite.
It came so fast.
I mean, what exactly happened?
We don't know, just that oxygen throughout the entire planet's atmosphere became argon. I don't know the chemistry behind it.
Sounds like a catalyst.
Something hit our atmosphere.
Holy shit, someone did that to you guys?
Someone did this to us. Perimeter. She is clenching both of her cybernetic fists. Crumpling one of those spec sheets, by the way.
That's fine. Maybe we know what's on them now. I mean, how did
Perimeter wiped out our entire civilization.
I mean, did they always have a base in your system? I mean, where did they come into being?
I don't know. It's not exactly the first thing we were trying to figure out.
Fair enough.
People in
I mean,
buildings
all
lived a
of
little bit
us-
longer. Anyone outside suffocated in seconds.
Well, are all the guys on perimeter androids, or?
No. Perimeter are human. They use androids.
Well, I guess it explains why they're assholes.
I hate everyone.
Well, you saw what they did when they hate, so.
Nova raises her eyes back up at Coleen. There's definitely glare there.
So the glare went away at some point?
It did,
Woohoo!
yeah.
Progress.
It has returned with 3 vengeances, though.
Well. Well, there's not much I can say. I mean, I'm human. I'm sorry that happened.
Bring me those QEDs and put me in a stasis pod.
Yeah, I gotta figure out where those wandered off to. But thank you for your help. I'll leave you to your ruminations? Plotting? Are you planning to kill everybody?
In time.
Don't suppose you could tell me like beforehand?
She looked away for a moment and she looks back at Coleen and says, "Don't worry, I'll start with perimeter."
Well, that'll be enough advance warning. Oh, thank you. And Coleen leaves.
And we're right at time, so let me make sure that there's nothing else pressing that needs to be discussed right now. Anybody?
No.
Okay. We'll go ahead and end this session on that note then.